Yeah, we wanna wait a few seconds, give you all the audience the opportunity to come on in. I'm here with a very special guest, a very special treat. I was trying to get the brother on here yesterday, but I know he had things he had to do. He's training, he got the family, he got his businesses going on. So I didn't want to bombard him, but he is here today with us. And he really do not need an introduction. And because me and him, we have a similar personality. We off the rip when it comes to no script. We just go right on in. So I'm going to allow him to introduce himself. And before I do, I want to welcome everybody that is live right now with us. I welcome everybody that's going to be live watching this on the replay of this video. I welcome you all. I appreciate your support. But before I introduce my guest, there's a saying that he always says, and I think it's appropriate for me to say it to introduce him to the audience. And those are his words. You've never been hit until you've been hit by the hammer. You understand? So I'm here to welcome my audience to my main man, Pots and Pans, from my city, Philadelphia, Hammerin, Hank Lundy. Introduce yourself, champ. How you feeling today, man?
Oh, I'm feeling good. Y'all know it's Philly on, man. Some call me the legend, Philadelphia legend. You know what I mean? Some call me the Walker legend, but it's Hammer and Hank Lundy, man, coming to a city and town near you. It's hammer time. Let's get it.
Yes, sir. So, Hank, I have a question for you. Before I run through your background and your childhood and growing up,
Right.
where did the slogan "You never been hit until you've been hit by the hammer"? Where did that come from, man?
Oh man, that came from my man George Hanson, man. You know what I mean? He been around me, man, since I started in this and the amateurs and the pro, and he came up with it. These guys are never the same till they've been hit by the hammer, man. I watched it with my own two eyes, and we ain't seen these guys' reaction, and we man, he went with it, and it just been with us ever since, man, because it's proof. I'm retired and messed up a lot of guys' career because they've been hit by the hammer.
Yes, sir. Yes, indeed. So, of course, you're from the city of Philly. You know, I'm very familiar with you as a person. I've seen you several times at all of the fights. We always bump into each other. We
Right.
always talk to each other. I want to tell you this because I didn't tell you the last time I saw you this, but listen, when I saw you, remember we were at the Danny Garcia versus Sammy Vargas fight in the
Right.
Leacore Center, right?
Right.
You were the first. This is how I knew it was you, Hank, because you got swag with you, bro. You know we similar in personality.
Right.
You was the first guy I saw with the Coogee sweater with the hoodie attached to it. You remember you wore that night, brother?
Yeah.
Yeah, that joint was hot, bro. I was sitting there. I was sitting there with one of I had a lady friend with me that night, and I said, "Damn, that boy's damn." You know what I'm saying? That boy's showing me up this evening, man. You know what I'm saying? So talk to us, Hank, about how you grew up in the city and in the background and environment you grew up with, because cities are very rough cities.
Right.
Philly is a very rough city. Talk to us about your background growing up, man.
Oh man, growing up, man, I was one of them kids where as though my mom was in and out the hospital. She was diagnosed with schizophrenia. So me growing up, the only way I could express it was fighting. So me coming up, that's all I did was rumble with these to try to, hide my emotions and let it out, was fighting. And
Yeah.
then, after that I got into football, then, my last year, nobody told me about grades. I had enough grades to make it, but my aunt, she had custody of me, my brothers and sisters, and she couldn't, send me to school. So I told her, don't worry about it. I, last year of high school, I ended up knocking somebody out, man. And I told my uncle. My uncle said, "That's it. You going to the gym." I've been in the gym ever since 18, man. And look at me now.
Yes, sir. And so there is something that's widely recognized about you in the city. You are a standout running back in high school.
Yes.
Talk to us about those experiences in high school being a football player, man.
Oh man, it actually carry over to today. The hard work ethic. You know what I mean? Me being a little guy, I'm going up against guys that's 6'4", 2 something. And that's my mentality in that ring. I don't care how big you is, I'm gonna walk through you. You know what I mean?
Oh
So,
yeah.
all that stuff that was on the football field, it carries into that ring a little bit too. You know what I mean? The hard work, man. Like you got to put in hard work. I know after I get off this call, I'm about to go train. You know what I mean? Then I got to train again later on at night. Like we working, we in shape already because we had
Yes,
a
sir.
fight coming up the fourth. But we work. Hard work beat everything, man. That's like
Oh yeah.
everything in life.
Yeah. Hey, Hank, man, I've heard from our guy, the great George Hansen. He told me that there were times at 5 o'clock in the morning every single day, prepared to run. You never quit, and you never made any excuses about running and building your cardio. Can you talk to us about how important running is? And we call it road work in boxing. Can you tell us about how important road work is in the sport when you're training, man?
Oh man, it's definitely important. Yeah, I mean, with the breathing and everything, you know what I mean? Because if you don't know how to hold your breath in that rain, you're in trouble. And that running, that works with everything. You know what I mean? You sprinting because in a fight, just like the sprint. When you throwing them punches, you letting them go. Yeah, that's like sprinting. So you got to be in tip top shape with that running. And I'm not gonna lie, around that time, I had my daughters. I had four little girls, and to get them up, drop them all. I would drive all the way across town, drop them off to a family member, run with chicken 5 o'clock in the morning. I was all the way up in what's up up by Frankfurt, drive all the way across, drop them off just to go run with chick in the cold. And negative degree weather. We
Yeah,
got
I heard about it.
icicles on our face. But look what happened. Look who I turned it to today.
Yes, sir. And also, I have to give you credit for this because there were times, like you just said, you dropped your kids off, but there were other times that you brought your kids in a stroller to the gym.
To the gym.
Talk
Yeah,
to us about that, man. As a father, man, still having to train, still having to be a
right.
responsible father, and bringing your kids to the gym with you, man. Talk to us about that, brother.
It was like this too, I went at this sport and I'm like, I'm not letting nothing take me away from what I got to do to make it. I once I had a goal and a vision of what I'm in, I went full throttle. So all these guys talk about, oh, I had my baby, this and that. I had four kids in the gym. You know what I mean? When I first started going, I had just two of my daughters. One was tied up in a stroller. She were going all over the place, but she tied up. She couldn't go too far. I'm in the rain, dad, dad, dad. My kids grew up in the gym with me. You know what I mean? So it wasn't no excuses. I gotta make this happen, or how I'm gonna feed my kids. I can't be out there on the streets.
Yes, sir.
I can't do that because if I do that, I'm defeating my purpose of being a father, you know what I mean, and being a good man. See, my dad was never there for me. God rest his soul. I actually got to bury him after this fight, you know what I mean? But he never was there for me. But I still, give him respect and, still put his name out there because without him, it wouldn't be no Hank Lundy. But that made me into a better man. You know what I mean? Wanting to be there for my kids, make sure I never miss a heartbeat or miss a moment or a step.
Yes, sir. And we share that in common. Two things. Number one, my father didn't, raise me. He wasn't there for me either. But I still kind of had that little respect for him because he is still my father. And
Right,
also, I didn't have the example of how to be a good father. And having all of my kids, because we both got a lot of kids, and
right, right,
so just to
right,
have my kids around me, even in the gym, especially my son, and just
right,
in working in general.
right,
Talk to us about how you was able to maintain focus because we from the city of Philly, brother, and
right.
it's so many distractions, it's so many crime-ridden communities and areas that suck you into the street life. What kept you focused from staying away from that type of negative energy to just staying focused into boxing?
My kids, man, more so my kids, but it was family too, but it was definitely my kids. And then I'm not gonna lie, I had a praying grandmother, man. That's a pastor, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Apostle Julia Bennett. She always put that prayer in for me, kept me, God, whoever you believe in, you gotta have a higher power. You know what I mean? I don't knock no religion, but you gotta have a higher power. And my grandma kept them prayers going. But main so with me, I knew I couldn't take care of my kids being in the selling drugs and all that,
Yeah.
shooting people. I was one of them guys, but I knew I couldn't take care of my kids like that. So I had to be different. So I said, this boxing is not, it don't have to work. It's going to work. And you can see, I made it work.
Yes, indeed. Before I go on and continue with my questioning, Hank, let me welcome the audience. Those of you that just tuned in, I welcome you. Those of you that's going to be watching this live on a replay, I welcome you as well. Come on in. Come on in. We have the great Hank Lundy, excuse me, Hammerin Hank Lundy from the great city of Philadelphia, who has an upcoming fight with Adrian the Problem Broner in Atlanta, Georgia, on February the 25th. I don't want to get too far ahead of what I wanted to ask, but I just wanted to stop and welcome everybody in. If you want to donate to the channel, feel free to send a super sticker, super thanks, super chat. Y'all already know how this thing goes. I appreciate it, but I welcome you in. Shout out to my guy, George Hansen, because I've been talking to George as well. He's a good buddy of mine. And he has also filled me in on your dedication, in the gym, growing up and just working it. And speaking of George, this will help me segue into my next question. I was told that you would go 20 rounds on the heavy bag until they had to stop you and say, Hank, we don't want to overtrain you, man. Where did that dedication and motivation come from, man? 20 rounds on the heavy bag? That's unheard of, Hank.
I have to make it. I have to make it. I knew getting in the sport at the age of 18. Most of these guys that I'm fighting, at the time, they started when they was little kids. I'm 18. So I knew I got time to make up. So if I work hard, I'm gonna make up some of that time. And that's why I went full throttle. I went hard. And and it's crazy because the same way I used to train when I was 20, 18, I train the same way now.
Yep.
Nothing stopped.
Yep. I was gonna bring that up, but since you said it, I can segue into that. There's a common thing that everybody in our city know about you. You train the same way as if you are 20 something, 21, 22, ready to fight for a world champion, a championship belt. Why do you still train the same way, bro? I thought when you get older in the sport, the fans think when you get older in the sport, it slows you down a little bit. Why do you still have that same compassion, passion, and dedication that you had 20 years ago, man?
Cause I'm hungry, man. It's still so much more I gotta accomplish, man. One thing about it, I got the youth looking at me now. Now I was regular Hank Lundy, now I'm OG Hank Lundy. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
I got eyes watching me, man, and I could tell you I'm setting a good example because they looking up to me. I show y'all how not having a big time promoter or a promoter, and I made it. I made it big, man.
You made it real big. And in fact, you made it so big early on in your career. I even saw you when I was still training in the gym. You was on ESPN. And
Yeah,
like I told George Hansen earlier, I said, George, I love when I see fights where it says the ring announcer says from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And I heard the ring announcer say that about you when he was announcing you back in the day on ESPN.
right.
Walk us through the early part of your pro career and how you landed on ESPN a few times, brother.
Oh man, listen. At first, I went in there as opponent to fight Darnell Giles, upcoming guy. He just turned 18, he was 17, and he had a big amateur career. And you got Hank Lundy. You know, I'm hot coming up 5-0. And listen, they put us in there. Would you fight him? I'm gonna fight it whereas though I don't care. I'm gonna fight any and everybody. I don't care. I'm gonna fight any and everybody. And we got in that ring and we fought him. I fought him upstate New York in his hometown, and I came away with a draw. Everybody know when you come away from a draw in somebody's hometown, you won,
Yeah,
and they ain't want no more smoke. I believe after that fight, I messed that kid career up because he came back for Ray Robinson and got knocked out.
yeah.
It let you know, don't jump the broom. I'm retired. A lot of fighters too.
Yes, you did. I remember, and we'll go into this. This is after your ESPN days. I remember seeing you in the gym. I wasn't there, but I saw you on YouTube. You was arguing with was it Herrera?
Herrera, yep.
And you told that boy like this. I knew the Philly came out of you when you said, I'll make one phone call and this whole thing could be shut down.
Yeah,
I knew the Philly came out you that day, man.
yeah, he was talking crazy. Yeah, I mean, I ain't gonna front. I ain't gonna put the name out there, but I'm connected and I'm still connected. But
Oh yeah.
I'm like, at the end of the day, all I had to do is make that one name. I had somebody in the building that was with him, but they was talking crazy out there. I said, I'm here by myself. with two other guys. We ain't running from nothing, man. You got a real one.
Yeah. And in Philly, being taught about how to fight, they tell us never to back down, right?
Never back
Never to
down.
run,
We
right?
don't listen. That show you my whole career. I don't back down, man. I
Yes,
fight.
sir.
I fight.
Yes, sir.
It's a big difference.
I've never heard of you ever turning down a fight, Hank. Never once did I ever hear in the circles of boxing that you turned down no fight once the phone call came in. How do you process when a phone call come in? How do you, as a fighter, when a phone call come in, Hank, we got a big opportunity for you. Come on through. How do you process that in your mind when that call come in?
Hank Lundy, what's up? This me talking to one of my guys. The previous fight. Oh, we got such and such. You in shape? I'll stay in shape. We got a we got a fight. They ain't even see the name yet. Give them to me. Give them to me. They ain't gotta say no name. Give them to me. I don't need no name. On the streets of Philadelphia, you could get a fight walking down the street,
Yep.
and you fight for nothing. I did enough fighting, when I was growing up for free.
Yep.
Now it's time to get paid.
Oh yes. And listen.
It ain't nothing. And on the streets, it ain't no weight classes. This, you got a weight class.
Yes, sir.
It's easy money.
So when you get those calls and you tell one of your guys, man, I'm always in shape. How
Right.
is it that you at your age can still maintain the weight? Because a lot of guys, you know how it is in boxing, the older you get, the more bigger you balloon up, and it's
Right.
hard to drop down to those weight classes. How do you just stay in shape and maintain that weight the older you got, Hank?
Now I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes listen. One fight I got up to 176,
Ooh.
and I came down to maybe 40 like it wasn't nothing. You know what I mean? It's the discipline, determination. You know what I mean? What you willing to sacrifice for you and your family. You know what I mean?
Yes,
At the
sir.
end of the day, I'm gonna put this body through hell for mine. I'm gonna walk through hell for mine.
Yes, sir.
So me going to go train, that's nothing. I got to do what I got to do because at the end of the day, I shouldn't have been up there because you always supposed to. Like one thing about Bernard, I always take this from him. He said, "Hank, I had surgery." He seen my face got chunky and everything. I said, "Oh, I can't run." He said, "Yo, you bigger than the mud. How you get that big? You always supposed to stay 10 pounds away." He cussed me out that day. Ever since that, I said, listen, even if I gain weight, I'ma stay ready where so I could drop it just like that. Then and I'm in the sport now. I could take that weight off like it ain't nothing.
Oh yeah. And so Bernard Hopkins gave you that wisdom.
Yeah, he cussed me out.
Yeah.
He cussed me out. I'm like, I got the blueprint right here. And he been holding that 160 down for God know how long. And I walk in front of him on a book bag drive we was doing. And he looked at me. He said, he cussed me out. And
Yeah.
that stuck with me, man. But I always train hard, but till this day, you look at me right now, man. Listen, I'm ready to fight right now.
Yes,
Broner
sir.
not looking like this. I just seen him. I just seen all the pictures. He not looking like this. I'm ready to go right now. I'm in shape.
So do you think that will be to your advantage that Broner may not look the way you look right now in shape? Will that be advantageous for you?
Why I see this one thing I know about it. The last fight he had, he wasn't gonna make that weight. He wasn't gonna make that weight. That's why they pushed it back. I mean, he wasn't gonna make that weight, and that's what it was. You know what I mean? But that's why I say always stay ready, so you won't have to get ready.
Always stay ready so that you won't have to get ready. So let's talk about, of course, after your ESPN days.
Right.
Walk back with me. The first time I met you in person at a live fight was I know you might not remember this. I was with my son, Lil Marty,
Right.
and we were at the Prudential Center in New Jersey where
Right.
Antonio Tarver fought our guy USSC Cunningham.
Right. Right.
You might not remember, but I got the pictures. I'll send them to you.
Right. Right.
But my point is, I was talking to you, and you were telling me, yeah, I got a big fight coming up. But you didn't say it was with Terrence Bud Crawford. You
Yeah.
never told me the name. And so when I saw that you was going to fight Terrence Bud Crawford, you had to move up in weight, of course. You were still a
Right.
little small.
Right,
I
right,
bought a ticket and I had to go to the theater of Madison Square Garden to see you, my brother.
right.
Walk us through how you got the phone call to fight on HBO against the 140-pound champion, Terrence Bud Crawford.
First and foremost, man, I like to send a special shout out to my guy Jay Prince, Rap a Lot Records. You know what I mean?
Houston, Texas.
Houston, Texas. My
Yes,
guy.
sir.
Listen, he set that up for me, got the fight for me, and then more so, we knew Crawford was coming to the East Coast. Who you gonna bring over here to sell at Madison Square Garden now? Hank Lundy right down the road. They gave me the call. What? Yeah, I'll fight him. Let's go. That fight was sold out in a week.
Yep. Yep. It was a big event too, Hank. Very huge.
Yeah.
HBO, the lights was on you. And let me tell you this, Hank, and I'm not saying this because you're my face and you my man. You did extremely well in that fight against Bud Crawford in the
Right.
early rounds where he had to switch up his stance on you, brother.
Yeah,
And you
yeah.
still was
No,
digging up on
no.
him, bro.
Peep this. Crawford knew I wasn't no joke. If you look at his fights, I'm gonna give people game. He switch and go southpaw. The first round, he stepped back and went southpaw on me, and he fought me southpaw from the rip because he know I wasn't playing. Heard him a couple times. He just was the bigger man. The night of the fight, he was 160, I was 145.
That's
But
true.
fuck it, we gonna rumble.
Yep.
We
And let me say this too, Hank, because I know that people are going to be in the comment section saying, "Oh, you lost this fight."
I ain't worried
You
about them. This is the thing about it. You look at them and look at me. They watching me on TV.
Yes, sir.
I'm must see TV, baby.
Yes, you are, Hank.
Living. I'm living.
Yes, sir. So
And
when
I'm
you,
blessed. I'm not worried about the comments. Cause if they ain't hating, you ain't doing something right.
that's right. That's
You know
right.
what I mean?
And listen, one of the main reasons why that theater of Madison Square Garden was sold out was because you did a heck of a job with promoting. You
Right,
got a mouthpiece on you, bro. No script. You talk from the heart, and you got that bulldog in you. And
right.
so you was talking real crazy to Terrence Bud Crawford, and y'all was kind of going back and forth, bro. What was that about, bro? At the weigh-in and all that.
I'm gonna be real with you, man. That's how I am. I believe everything I'm gonna say until you show me otherwise. I'm always gonna feel that way. I'm a man at the end of the day.
Yes,
So
sir.
if I tell you something, ain't me just talking. I believe I'm gonna do it until you show me otherwise. He got the win, but I guarantee this. After that fight, when we fought, they try to get him to say, "Oh, is there anything you want to say to Lundy?" Like he said to the guy Derry Jean, when he asked him, "Did you get what you looking for?"
Yeah.
One thing he said to me, and I respect it. He said, "No, I ain't got nothing to say. Hank Lundy is a real fighter, and I got my respect. You know what I mean? I earned it. You know what I mean? Nothing
Yes,
was
you did.
given, I took it.
Yep.
You know, I'm a real deal.
Yes,
It's
you are.
just a couple fights I got the bad end of the stick. Cause I'm not gonna lie. If I was signed with an Al Heyman or a Lou DiBella, them from the rip, I'd be like probably like a 5-time world champ right now, man. To be real.
Yes,
But
sir.
I'm not gonna lie, I like how my career went. Because once I get a big belt, I'm gonna get it. Probably defend it a couple times. Y'all can have it. I'm gone.
Yeah.
That's all. That's the only reason why I'm still in this sport. Because I
Yes, sir.
want a world title. I'm hungry.
Yes, sir.
And I don't care about no goddamn age. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Listen, I'm letting y'all know I'm 39, but I look like I'm 20 something.
Yes, you
I
do.
move like I'm 20 something. Age ain't got no. Look, Father Time ain't over here. He don't live over here.
Yes,
I
sir.
ain't slow down yet.
Yes, sir. And the proof of that was, speaking of 20 something, how you look 20 something, you was in a ring with a real fighter that is 20 something, and a bigger fighter at that in Shanard Bunch. Now
Yeah.
you know his name ring bells in the city. How did you get the call to get the fight with an undefeated prospect, a heavy puncher like Shanard Bunch?
You know what it was, Nadell. First and foremost, I'm gonna be real. These guys know Hank Lundy will fight anybody. He don't care. But coming up, so I made sure, if we gonna fight, make sure that money right. You know what I mean?
Yes,
You
sir.
gotta make
Yes,
sure
sir.
that right. But they know I wasn't backing down. So I said 21, 20, 21 and 1. Man, give it to me. He ain't fought nobody. You know what I mean? So I said, let's go, let's get it.
Yeah. And so in that fight, Y'all was getting busy.
Yeah.
The young lion caught you with a shot.
Yeah.
It was a flash knockdown.
Flash knockdown. I wasn't warmed up yet.
Yep,
Yeah.
you wasn't warmed up. You wasn't hurt. You jumped back up like it was nothing. The same shot he hit you with is the same shot that I seen people's go to sleep when he
Yeah.
hit them.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you got up. Talk to us about what was going through your mind after he caught you with that shot and you went down.
I'm gonna tell you like this, brother Nazim, guy. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Rest in peace. You know what I mean? He said this to the day. You knock Hank Lundy down, you done woke him up. You in trouble. You in trouble. You better hope you get him later rounds. But you knock him down, the first round, you done woke him up. You in trouble. When he did that, I was talking trash to him too. I got up. I said, you done shot your low, you done shot your best, and you can't get me out of here? You can't get me out of here? I said, I got this joint I do. I said, mm-hmm. I'm in the rain. Mm-hmm. Rumbling. Oh, you know what I mean? I said, you done shot your load. You can't get me out of here? It's going to get bad for you. And I just kept on telling him. On the rope, the 8th round. That's why I tell you. Don't listen to what Telly Atlas saying. I can't punch. You better ask these guys, because the last 3 guys I'm for, I've been putting them down.
Yep.
Shot a body shot. I blocked it. Hit him with a hook on the chin. We seen him lose all control. Then I ran up on him, clinked him with the hook. He was done. He was done. He was out.
He was done.
He was done. Then what happened? A fight started out in the crowd.
Yeah.
We ain't got nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
Let us fight. I'd have knocked him out the next round. They made us sit down 20 minutes on a stool.
Yep.
I finished the kid, and they know it. But I tell you this, he never gonna be the same. But I fought Crawford, Madison Square Garden.
Yep.
Our teams was rumbling in the crowds.
Yep.
They ain't stopped the fight. You could go look at that fight. Me and Crawford looked in the stands. The referee said, and we start fighting again.
Yep. That's facts.
Because they knew I was going to knock him out.
Well, he did not have his legs with him. He was definitely out of it. Shenard did not know where he was at. He was really badly hurt, Hank.
Yeah.
And had that referee not halted the bout because the crowd was fighting outside the ring, you probably would have gotten the knockout of that young man.
I'd have got the knockout. And then this is what I tell people. I see you back in the gym, but he chinny. He ain't gonna be the same. He not gonna be the same. And I know this. And like I told him, you a young boy. I'm a grown ass man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, hey, why do you have a reputation in Philly that you beating up on all these young guys, bro? You got to give these young guys an opportunity, man. You can't be the old head beating on these young guys, man.
Man, listen, the young boy, because the young boys think, oh, you old, you OG. You ain't got it no more. So I'm going to show you what I got.
Yes,
I'm going to show you better than I can tell you. There's a lot left in the tank. This ain't what you want.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So then, fast forward after that fight, you had a fight scheduled on February the 4th, I think, right?
Right, yeah.
So tell us what happened. I mean, the whole thing with Ivan Redcatch happened very, very fast. In fact, to put the cat out the bag, I've been corresponding with Ivan Redcatch and his translator, and I'm trying to get him to get an interview with me that he agreed to. We're trying to figure out the particulars. But in any event, that fight did not materialize for, business reasons between him and his promoter. And then all of a sudden, instead of you fighting on February the 4th, you got a call talking about fighting Broner. Tell us about how'd you get that call, bruh?
Listen, I know people, man. This is what I tell people in this game of boxing, man. You got to always keep your connections going. The Shenard Bunch fight, I made a call and I talked to this brother, a good friend of mine. You know what I mean? I grew up idolizing this guy, watching him on TV. Got a call. Now I'm bumping the head. I got all the fighters that I used to watch on TV. I got their phone number in my phone now. Yes, this is how you know you made it someplace. I used to watch this brother. This is my guy. Yo, I'm trying to get put on. I'm trying to get signed to this promotion. I see y'all need people. Y'all need a dog like me around. You know what I mean? Next thing you know, I get a call. Hank, you in shape? I stay in shape. Would you fight her? What? Oh, send me the contract. I ain't even asked about no money. Send me the contract. Here we are.
And here we are now. Shout out to my guy, Mr. Pragmatic. Thank you for your contribution that you just sent, my brother. I appreciate that. Welcome to everyone that's joining the live. We got the man himself, the living legend from the great city, the fighting pride of Philadelphia, my main man, Hammerin Hank Lundy, who's going to be fighting Adrian, the problem Broner, in Atlanta, Georgia on February the 25th. We appreciate your time for investing and taking time out your schedule, Hank, to come in, kick it with your boy, Manager Marty. I want to say thank you so much, brother. I appreciate it, man. We ain't done yet. I just wanted to just let you know I appreciate your time, man. So once you got the call with your guys and they said Adrian Broner's name. Now, to my understanding, you and Adrian Broner have some sort of connection in the boxing world. Can you introduce the fans of how connected you and Adrian Broner are before this fight?
Man, I'm not going to front. I'm going to be real. I had the #1 spot in the world. He was with Al Heyman, and he fought as a Spanish guy, Antonio DeMarco. I had the #1 spot in the world. They jumped over me. Somebody got paid some money, and I ain't even get to fight. You know what I mean? So I respect Mike Stafford. Mike Stafford brought me in the camp. And I worked. I got him ready for that fight, and he stopped Antonio DeMarco. You know what I mean? And what happened? I've been in camp with him ever since that. Madonna, Paulie, but they know I come to fight. You know what I mean? Most guys, you got to tell them to come in there and fight a certain way. They let me do me because they know I could do it all. And we shared the ring, so we know each other. You know what I mean? But fight night is going to be a totally different Hank Lundy that he ain't ever seen before.
Now, when you say it's going to be a totally different Hank Lundy that he's never seen before, do not give your game plan up. But do you think that Adrian Broner is going to be competitive with you because he knows you compared to somebody like a Manny Pacquiao or some of the fighters where his punch output is not as much? So you think he's going to let his hands fly just a little because he has a familiarity with you?
You got to think about it. He going to try. He going to try. But this the thing about it. When you go in there, you mimicking another fighter that he's about to fight with a little bit of your bedazzle on it. Now he about to get the full Hank Lundy. He gonna get the Hank Lundy that's in camp training for a fight. When you go to camp, you're not really doing everything you're supposed to do to get ready for a real fight. Now you about to get a explosive Hank Lundy. When I hit you, damn, where that come from? Damn, it wasn't punching like that. You about to get the full-fledged fight Hank Lundy. Get hit with a shot. Look at you. That's all you got?
Man, we in for a treat, Hank.
Yeah.
Tell the fans what they should suspect or what should they expect when they see you and Adrian Broner get it on in the ring?
Man, listen, man, this is gonna be a high electricity fight, man. Two guys that, trying to feed their family, two guys that want to be great. You know what I mean? One guy that's trying to I guess you could say he's trying to make it back to winning a world title. You know what I mean? Getting his life back on track. I don't doubt none of that what he's saying, but I got my places that I want to go, man. I want to chase a world title. I want to go down in these history books and one of the best that ever did it out of Philadelphia and in the world. That junkyard dog, man, that never gave up. Never gave up at life. Never gave up at nothing, and especially in this boxing game. I want to go down as one of the greats, man, and be remembered. Yeah, I mean, that guy Hank Lundy was something else. He was something special. Yeah, I mean.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So when you win against Adrian Broner, in boxing, we don't say if in boxing.
Yeah, win.
When you win against Adrian Broner, what does this do to your career as far as going to the next level?
Oh man, I ain't even gonna lie, man. It catapulted it, man. It put it up here. I'm up here now. Yeah, I mean, but more so, I was always thinking like I might stay at 47. Listen, I look good at 47.
So the fight is going to be, I'm glad you brought that up, Hank. Is the fight going to be at 140, 147, or is there a catch weight in between?
147.
So you're going all the way up to 147 to fight Broner. Oh my goodness.
He no bigger than me, man. We the same size.
Yeah.
You gotta think about it. I get big. Yeah, I mean, it just right now, I'm already on weight. I'm actually in the 50s, but I'm cool. I can
Yeah.
train. I ain't really gotta kill myself. You know what I mean? It's good money. Yeah, I'm natural. Let's
Some
get it. He not
somebody
he not punching like he think he punching.
so I have a question for you then. Speaking of he's not punching like he think he's punching. You know this in boxing. The older you get, the more softer your chin become, the more duller your reflexes become. I haven't seen either two of those things really, really happen to you, where you got knocked completely out and you was out cold and you never recovered. So where does that come from? Because I saw that you was in the gym and you had the weights on your head moving up in a recent video. Does that have something to do with it? I mean, talk to us about how you prepare to take and absorb punches, man.
Man, you got to listen. It all do in sparring. I'm kind of crazy. When I'm in there sparring, I could not get hit if I want to. But sometimes, let me see what he. Okay, all right. You know what I mean? You got to get touched on that chin a couple of times before you go prepare to do battle. You got to bring in some guys in there that can fight and somebody that can punch to touch that chin. I know I got a chin. Everybody say that. Oh, I know. Listen, if I had a chin, I wouldn't get up off that canvas and finish the fight strong.
Yeah.
So y'all can say all y'all want. I don't care nothing about that. But what happened when you put me down and I get back up? I'll show y'all. This is a different type of dog to play with, man. I'm that old school junkyard in the back of the junkyard where the little puppies come and mess with me. I kick them. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. So I get your ass out of here.
Yes, sir. Shout out to my guy, Jeroy Johnson. Thank you for that contribution to the channel. Much love and salute to you, Jeroy Johnson. So here's the thing, Hank. And I think I talked to you about this many years ago when I first met you in person. I went to school and I was in class with your sister.
Right, 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 right.
So all the time I was in the gym training and going to school. I never even knew that was your sister all this time, man.
Right, right. I ain't
So
gonna front it. They try to keep everything under wraps, man. They don't like too many people knowing. Yeah, I mean, because they know me. Anything happen, I'm coming. Listen,
yes, sir.
I throw everything out the window for family. Yeah, I mean,
Yes,
they
sir.
they know that. So right now in my family, I'm the last to find out anything with anybody because they know how I move, man.
Oh yeah.
Don't play about family. I listen. I find out stuff like 3 weeks after that happened. Why you ain't called me? That's why.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And on top of that, they know how you get down in the ring. The
Right.
fans, we
Yeah.
know what to expect when you get in the ring. Hank, you never let us down.
Right.
People were saying you never know which Adrian Broner you're going to get. Well, that's the difference between you and Adrian, Hank. We know exactly what we're going to get. We're going to get the junkyard dog when you get in the ring.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, listen, you're gonna get 10 times more. Because one thing about it, I'm not out of shape. I just was training for a fight. You know what I mean? So now I'm right back. I'm right back. Going hard. I'm gonna be in super shape.
Oh, yeah.
Super shape.
So let me ask you this question. Do you think that it will be a mistake on Broner's part, who's been out of the ring, I think, over 2 years or somewhere around there, to call a guy like you who might be underestimated in this type of fight, but you actually been working hard in the gym? Does that happen in boxing where people can cherry pick and underestimate their opponent thinking they out of shape and they ain't got nothing left?
Most definitely. Most definitely. Most definitely. And like I say, I tell these kids and I want them to know championship fight is only a phone call away. And it's pay-per-view.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Pay-per-view. Hank Lundy ain't ever been on pay-per-view. It's pay-per-view, baby. We checking stuff off the bucket list. You hear me?
Yes, sir. And the thing about it is this, Hank, that you're checking things off the bucket list, and you got the word that you just said, the check. You got the check, brother. That's more important, the check. How long did it take you to actually get the actual check? You know how it is when you don't have management, when you don't have a promoter, how hard it is for you to get that big bag. We seen Bernard Hopkins have to go through that a little bit,
No,
where
but
it was like in his later career, man.
you gotta think about it. I got that bag when I fought Crawford. You know what I mean? I get my money.
Yeah.
Like, one thing about it, don't think I'm out here fighting for no pennies, because I don't fight for no pennies. You can't call my line. I'm making my money.
Yes,
Trust
sir.
me, man. Listen, I'm living different. I'm living good. Listen, trust and believe me. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Listen,
sir.
get Hank Lundy in the ring. It's gonna be a price to pay.
Oh, yes, indeed.
In the fight and in them pockets.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And you're not gonna lose either way, brother.
I'm not gonna lose. You know what I mean? Listen, I'm not gonna lose. This is gonna be a great fight, man. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. Listen, they
How do the fans be able to access this fight between you and Broner? Do they go on the website? How does that work?
well, you go to Black Prime, you know what I mean? And you subscribe, click on that buy button. You don't want to miss this, man. If you a Hank Lundy fan, you've been rocking with me from the bottom to the top, this the fight you want to watch. This the one you gonna say, my boy ain't got his just due. We not taking nothing away from Broner, but
Yes, sir.
we know it's down to Hank Lundy. We know what I've been working for. We know what I've been striving for. We know who we got to feed at the end of the day.
Yes,
Like
sir.
I said, most people don't know this, but I got buried my old man. He ain't did nothing for me, but me being a man, I can't let my old man go out like that. You know what I mean? They want to cremate him. I said, no, I'm gonna give him a proper burial. You know what I mean? So after this fight, you know what I mean? I got to put him on ice for a little bit, but I got to bury my own man. You know what I mean? On some man stuff. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? So there's a lot of dog coming out. You know what I mean? I got
Yes,
a lot of hurt in here, man. And I'm gonna let it out in the ring, but
yes,
it's gonna
sir.
be control hurt. I'm not playing no games, man. Ain't time for playing no games.
Yes, sir.
I'm on a kill mission, man.
Yes, sir. And you know
Don't
what?
mean
I want.
literally, cause I want both of us to make it out the ring. But when that bell ring, it's a different Hank Lundy, man.
Yes,
Different.
sir. And I want to send my personal condolences to you, Hank. Our prayers go out to you and your family. That God comfort you all. That your father, that you will be successful in the proper burial of your father. And salute to you for being a good son, even though he did not make certain contributions in your life. You still standing up tall as a real man to still give your dad a proper burial. And I want to salute you, bro. You always been a real one to me, Hank. And the fans know that you always been a real one. So our condolences go out to you, my brother. And let me just leave you with this positive note. We've seen this happen in boxing before, where James Buster Douglas found out while he was in training camp 3 weeks prior to the fight, his mother had passed away. He was very close to his mother, and he had to put his mom on ice a little bit, while he was in training camp until after the fight. And he went in there, and they were asking him, "Look, you can postpone this fight, man.
Right.
You can turn this joint down right now and bury your mom and grieve." But he
Right.
said, "Nope, I'm gonna use that as motivation to do what my mother would want me to do." And he
Right.
went in there and took care of business and knocked out Mike Tyson. Is this
Right.
some of the same motivation that you're gonna muster up to fight Adrian Broner?
Man, listen, at the end of the day, man, it's written in the books. It's already written in the books, man. I don't know how it's gonna come out this fight, but it's written in the books for Hank Lundy to be the victorious. It's written already. All I gotta do is just go out there and execute my plan. You know what I mean? But it's written in the books. God already knew this was gonna happen. He knew my father was gonna pass, and I was gonna have to be the one to stand tall to make sure he get a proper burial and everything. He already knew. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
I fight through the toughest, you know what I mean, tests, and people would never know. My last fight, I went through something. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I went through hell, and I told a lot of people what happened. They like, what? You fought through that? I'm a real dog, man. I'm a real dog. And one thing I'm gonna put it like this. I'm the king's warrior, man. Ain't nothing on this earth but nothing come up against me that's gonna break me, man.
Yes, sir. There's an old scripture that says, "No weapon formed against me shall prosper." You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so, when you talked about having that mental toughness, can you give advice to the young pups, the up and coming fighters who might be going through a lot of things outside the ring? Can you give them some wisdom on how to stay focused when they're going through a lot of things and trials and tribulations outside the ring, Hank?
Listen, I'm gonna be real, man. Them trials and tribulations you go through, man. They a test from God. You know what I mean? One thing about God, God ain't gonna bless no mess. You know what I mean? He know your heart. He know what's in here. So if he see you operating from what's in here, he's gonna bless you. You could be going through the roughest moments, you know what I mean? Or, you could be a certain way, but you don't want to be that way, but he know your heart. He gonna bless you, man. He gonna bless you. Everybody can't be holy, holy, holy. Sometimes you have to fall down, get back up, fall down, get back up. Do bad, do good. But God know your heart at the end of the day, man. If you sincere, you know what I mean, you want to change or be different, you know what I mean? God see all that, man. And I'm a prime example. I started off on a shaky road. You know what I mean? Then he kind of gathered me up, straight off, you know what I mean? Get me back together. But at the end of the day, listen, God know, man. God know all your trials and tribulations you gotta go through. You just gotta stand 10 toes down, stay 10 toes down, man, and believe, man. And not just in God, you know what I mean? It's just whoever you believe in, Allah, Buddha, you know what I mean? Whoever you believe in. Like I'm saying, God, 'cause that's who I follow. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
At the end of the day, man, I'm not disrespecting no religions, but you always got to believe in a higher power, man. And I know I'm blessed. I'm the king's kid, so I'm gonna live. You know what I mean? They ain't want to give me the millions just at one time like they was giving everybody else. But I appreciate what I'm getting now because listen, I got longevity. You know what I mean? And then most people don't know this. And I got a government job. I work at the post office full
Wow, we didn't
time.
know that.
I work at the post office full time, and I have my own industrial cleaning business.
Yep.
Three
Yep.
three incomes and boxing. What can I be mad at, man? I'm blessed.
Yes, sir.
But
I was actually,
I'm still mad because I gotta go in here and fight though.
yeah.
I gotta protect my legacy.
Yes, sir.
It's wartime now.
Yes, sir. I was going to bring up your cleaning business, and you've done it already. So now that we know that you work for the post office, how do you be able to balance being a father, working a full-time job, being hungry and dedicated to the craft, and still working out in the gym? How do you balance all of that, champ?
It's life, man. I do it, man. Listen, God wouldn't put more on me than I could bear. You know what I mean? Like if I'm tired, God, listen, if I was tired doing all this, God wouldn't have me in what I'm doing. You know what I mean? I feel rejuvenated. I ain't gonna front. After I'm out this, I'm gonna go get in the gym. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? I'm right in the gym. You know what I mean? Listen, God wouldn't put more on you than you could bear, man. I was built for this. I was called for this. This
Yes,
is
sir.
my duty.
Yes, sir.
So if I gotta go out there, work this job, fight, God said it's supposed to be this way. It wasn't made for me to make the millions all at once. I respect it. I'm making my money. I'm good. I
Yeah.
ain't broke. You know what I mean? I'm all right. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you all right? You all right?
I'm all right. But I'm blessed.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
blessed to be on this earth and it can be able to move and walk different. I'm blessed. If a family member needs something, go ahead. I'm blessed. You
Yes,
know what
sir.
I mean?
Yes, sir.
You can't ask for no more, man.
You can't ask for no more. Shout out to Sean P. Thank you for your contribution, Sean P. I appreciate that. You know, we got the living legend on the line right now, live and living color. If y'all think my personality was something, y'all got to check out the guest, Hammerin Hank Lundy. He's got all the goods. He's the star of the show, man. Hey, listen, Hank. Before we go, is there one thing that you would like to tell Adrian Broner if he was listening to this live right now? What would you tell Adrian, the problem Broner?
Oh man, listen. Don't sleep. Don't sleep. Or you're gonna go to sleep. You about to get a totally different monster in that ring. Look into my eyes, man. You know what I mean? Real talk. You about to see a totally different monster. This is the monster that everybody fell in love with when I get into that ring. There's no plan, man. I'm like the Grand Reaper on Earth, man, fight night. It's go time, man.
It's
Train.
go time. It's
Protect
go
that
time.
ready. I'm coming to hurt. Coming to hurt, man.
Hank, man, we appreciate you. Before I let you go, I got to leave you with this because I know he's going to be watching this. He is representing Philadelphia. He's going to be on the channel, if not this week, definitely next week. And that's my main man, Pots and Pans, the guy who makes sure your hands is secure, the man who raps, the man who deals with the cuts, my main man, your main man, the great Danny Davis.
Yes,
So
sir.
talk to us about how important it is to get your hands wrapped and secured before you put those gloves on, and how you linked up with the great Danny Davis.
Oh man, listen, Danny been around me for years. We got some good wins all around the board, man. Danny been around with me for a minute, man.
Yeah.
Trainer, man, great hand rapper, great cut man. He been around with me for a minute, man.
He's been with Bernard Hopkins for over 14, 15 years, right?
Yeah. And I ain't gonna front. When he wrapped my hands, these things turned into bricks, man. Listen, the best in the game, man. Listen.
Yep.
I wrap my own hands, but that's the only person I trust with my hands.
Danny Davis.
Danny Davis, man, the man.
Salute and shout out to Danny Davis, my guy. Salute and shout out to George Hansen. Anybody else you want to salute before we cut off right now, Hank?
Oh man, salute the guy, man. Yeah,
Yes,
man.
sir.
The most high, man, And listen, man, like I said, man, God will never put more on you than you could bear, man. I'm blessed, man. It's wartime, man.
It's wartime.
Everybody that's going to tune in by it, I appreciate you. Make it out to the fight. Let's get it, man. I'll never come to disappoint, man. I'm the king's kid. So what I want, I get.
Yes, sir. And you want this win. And I believe, personally speaking, I'm not an in-ring performance expert, but I think that you're going to come out with the win. I said it behind your back. And I'm the type of guy, if I can say it behind another man's back, good or bad, I can say it to their face. And I'm saying it to your face, Hank. I think you're going to come up with the win. You might catch me there. If my schedule permits it, you might catch me in ATL because I got a lot of family and friends that's in ATL. I can make a phone call, get out there, bro. It ain't no problem. I'm going to support you. Philly is in the building. Philly got your back. And I know you're going to come on with the win. And before I let you go, I got to end it the same way I started, with your own saying. You've never been hit until you've been hit by the hammer. Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you and we salute our guy, my main man, Hammerin, Hank Lundy. Thank y'all for joining us. Hank, we'll talk a little bit later, brother. And I'm going to still send you that picture with me and my son when we saw you at the Prudential Center some years ago, brother. Thank you, and I appreciate you investing your time to come on the channel, my brother. Much salute to you, man.
All love. Appreciate you, my guy.
All right, you got it, my brother. Thank you. All right.